Good morning, guys, and welcome to the Trash Picture Show. This morning, the postman left this guy in the mail for me. This is the McFarlane DC Multiverse Peacemaker from the movie The Suicide Squad. Now, if you haven't seen The Suicide Squad, you need to check it out. It's a far superior movie to the David Ayer version that came out. I have a soft spot for that movie, but I definitely think, and a lot of people do, that The Suicide Squad by James Gunn was a far superior movie, mainly down to the cast. The first one had one or two good actors. You had Margot Robbie and you had Will Smith. But this one, Gunn pads out the cast with some really likable, bizarre, and just fucking bombastic characters. You have Idris Elba, and obviously Margot Robbie returns. You also have a star-making turn from John Cena as Peacemaker, who is just this jingoistic loudmouth who's essentially, if Captain America was an arsehole, he'd be Peacemaker. And as the movie goes on, you're not sure about this guy, and he does something fairly shitty, and you're like, well, that guy's done and dusted. And then the post-credits show that he survives his encounter. I'm not going to tell exactly what happens. Spoilers for the movie, of course, guys. But as a result, Gunn used that as a springboard for his HBO Max series, Peacemaker, where Cena returns as the character, and you get a really funny, interesting, and deep kind of look at the character of Peacemaker. And that's what made me pick this guy up, because I'm not really interested in, say, the likes of Polka Dot Man or the other characters. I like Harley because I'm a Harley fan, and I like this guy because Cena kicked arse in Peacemaker. So, enough about the TV show. Let's have a look at the figure. So here is the box. Collector-friendly box. Window display. There is Peacemaker. You also get parts for King Shark. Now, this guy is apparently the biggest Build-A-Figure that they have in the line. I don't know if they have topped it since then. But that would be one character I would like to get as a standalone figure, but he is a Build-A-Figure. The window box shows that Peacemaker comes with a sword. Again, this is fucking stupid, because when the Suicide Squad came out, there was a kind of mandate from Warner Brothers and DC that the characters couldn't carry firearms. So you had characters like Red Hood, Peacemaker, Deathstroke, and a whole host of other kind of gun-toting DC characters who were given bladed weapons. And I understand in this day and age with everything going on, there is kind of a push to kind of downplay the prominence of firearms with action figures and toys. But these are collectors' kind of items. These are collectors' figures. I think it was a tokenistic gesture for him to do that. And I think it was pointless. It makes no difference. People should be worried about real guns instead of fucking fake plastic guns. But I digress. Let's flip it to the back and see what's on the back. And there is a picture of Cena in his Peacemaker getup. And there is the other characters. So you have Polka Dot Man, you have Harley Quinn, and you have Bloodsport. That was the Idris Elba character. I couldn't remember his name. But yeah, nice box, nice windowed box. Flip it to the sides there, just says Peacemaker, Suicide Squad, and DC Multiverse, and just show the Suicide Squad logo there. And yeah, guys, I'm going to pause the video, and when I come back, we shall take this guy out. Don't go anywhere, I shall be right back. And we are back, and here is Peacemaker out of his packaging. So let's have a look at the figure before we have a look at the few accessories he comes with. He doesn't come with much in the way of accessories, but the figure itself is nice. I was a bit worried about the helmet, because I was worried the helmet was going to make him look cross-eyed, but I actually don't think so. I think it works. I think it makes him look kind of silly, goofy, but in the way that's intended. Articulation wise, the DC multiverse kind of figures, they're a bit of a crapshoot when you get them because they can either be a bit too chunky or a bit too gummy. This guy's fairly solid. He's fairly solid. He's fairly good. There is the kind of double hinge joint there. That looks a bit silly. That looks a bit silly, but it's not a deal breaker, but it does look a bit kind of like, Jesus Christ. What happened? Peacemaker. His fucking muscles are segmented. But double hinge joint. There. Arms can go up like that. Head can go around. Look up, look down. There is a good kind of waist swivel. He can't do the Van Dams because his thighs are super thick. And just the double joint on the knee. There. And good articulation. Paintwork is lovely. Paintwork, I think, is absolutely gorgeous for this figure. Just the Dove of Peace logo, as he calls it, on his chest. And just the look of the fabric, the kind of wear and the pull. Kind of, he's so toned. The kind of spandex is kind of pulling across his body. And again, yeah, the paintwork on the eyes is nice. Flip it to the back there. Again, really nice detailing. Make it look like kind of this spandexy fabric. And the paint on the side. The only thing that kind of gets me with these figures is the joint articulation. It just looks really ugly. It does. I know that Marvel have kind of implemented it, and they don't make their figures as chunky, so it doesn't look as bad. I would prefer to have limited articulation on a figure than it to look kind of super ugly or super out of place. But that said, this is still a nice character. Paint scheme is gorgeous. He feels there's a good kind of heft to him as well. He's not light. He's not brittle. Because whatever about gummy figures, there's nothing worse than essentially a brittle figure, because you always worry that if you kind of pose them or bend the arm or bend the elbow or something, it's going to snap. But this guy, he doesn't feel like that. He's a good kind of solid figure, and I do like him. Again, I had this same issue with the Joker. Just the joints on these DC Multiverse figures just look fucking bizarre. It's almost Cronenberg-esque. Like, Jesus Christ. Accessory-wise, he comes with a few accessories. Again, as I was saying, the mandate that Warner Brothers and DC put forward to McFarlane was no firearms. Again, this was just for a certain wave or a certain few years of the line. You can get figures now with firearms. I think there's a newer Deathstroke that comes with a rifle and pistol. If I'm not mistaken, the Arkham Knight also had like a assembled kind of battle rifle, and Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne's father from the alternate universe, his Batman comes with two kind of Desert Eagles. So yeah, Peacemaker comes with this sword. I know he uses an axe in the Guerrilla Camp. I don't know if he uses a sword. I'll have to go back and check. It's nice, but I just wouldn't have it with Peacemaker, because he doesn't, I don't think he uses any kind of swords or anything like this in the TV show. Ironically, I think it was a way to kind of compensate. The McFarlane line did release 2 weapons packs, and in one of the weapons packs was a Desert Eagle with a silencer, and I'm fairly sure that he uses a Desert Eagle with a silencer throughout the movie. And if I'm not mistaken, there was another couple of kind of DC related character weapons in that, including a bazooka and most definitely a cork kind of pistol for Harley Quinn. So that's the cool thing, that McFarlane were like, okay, we can't do weapons for these figures, but we can do a separate pack that you can give them weapons. Although I think it was just them kind of making the best of a bad situation and making some extra coin. He also comes with this display stand. I'll show it here. Nothing too kind of exciting or unique. They all come with these guys, and there's the DC logo there. Just solid black stand with a peg there. And lastly, he comes with this card. And yeah, I'm glad, because there was a wave of these cards that just came with pictures of the action figure. And I'm like, why? What the fuck? So flip it over. Peacemaker, the Suicide Squad. Data file, source, Suicide Squad film 2021. The huge hulking specimen with muscles on his muscles. Peacemaker is a world-class marksman, just like his fellow squad member Bloodsport. But if you ask him better, he's more than willing to fight, kill, and even start a war. But of course, it's all in the name of keeping the peace. Yeah, again, I like this. I like the fact they didn't like just slap an image of the action figure on the card. And obviously, lastly, not really much to show, King Shark's hands. And so, guys, when I come back, I'm going to put Peacemaker against some other figures from the McFarlane DC Multiverse line. Don't go anywhere. I shall be right back. And we are back, and there is Peacemaker in my alleyway. And I am going to put the Riddler from the Batman next to him and see how he scales up. Is Paul Dano just as big? Nope. He kind of towers over him. And I'm also going to put the McFarlane Mortal Kombat Joker next to Peacemaker and see how he scales up. Yeah, I think the Joker is about the same height as him. So yeah, again, really nice figure. Like the paint scheme. The joints are what catches me out, but that's with all these figures. That kind of double elbow joint just looks weird. Again, I have to laugh that they didn't include any guns with these figures, but they gave them trigger fingers. Like, you give a figure a trigger finger and you don't give guns with him. I think that's just fucking silly. But yeah, guys, what do you think of this guy? Do you think he's cool? Do you think he is a bit odd to make a figure of? Let me know in the comments below. And have you seen the Peacemaker TV show? If you have, let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. And yeah, my name is Martin. This has been the Trash Picture Show. Have a good one. Take care. Bye now.
Shortcut to your dreams, a blow straight to the stars on that flying thing.